Hey, how you doing? So, what is on my mind today? Lots of things, really. Actually, I'm trying to empty out my mind, meditate, and whatever. I should be going to a Buddhist center or church, but I don't know anything about them. I just looked them up on the Googles, and nothing. Didn't really list hours or anything. A lot of places are actually closed, so whatever. Maybe I can go by the church. I think I'm going to go by the car wash, though. Practical things. But what's on my mind is PTSD and /ADHD. Those terms are bandied about a lot these days. And why should I talk about both of them at once? Well, because I guess there's a lot of evidence out there that says that what people have been labeling as ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which I'm one of those people, is actually a form of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Why would people have PTSD if, they've never been in battle? That's like a soldier's disease. It used to be called shell shock. Well, it turns out that a lot of people, when they are young, between the ages of 0 and 5, I'm not going to say have been abused, but have suffered from some form of PTSD causing situations. Let's just put it that way. Maybe that's a better way of saying they've been abused. Oftentimes people who had PTSD have been raised by people who've had PTSD and probably didn't even know it. And the thing is that what we're being told now is that a lot of PTSD actually manifests itself as the same symptoms as adult attention deficit disorder. No, not adult, but attention deficit disorder. It turns into adults with attention deficit, people who cannot function very well in society, or who can't do things like hold down jobs, or I don't know. That's getting personal. Let's not go there. But so we have been dealing with it quite a lot, and the experts are telling us that everybody's been looking at it as ADHD, but actually it's PTSD. And what can cause PTSD? Well, little babies, the first thing they look for is security. And when they don't find security, they don't find love or nurturing in the right ways from one or both adults in the household, mom and dad, or these days it could be mom and dad. But when they don't find it, then they can suffer from brain development issues, which manifests itself as forms of post-traumatic stress disorder. It's as if they have gone to war, and one begins to wonder, with so many soldiers suffering from PTSD, if they got it from traumatic experiences during war, which is certainly a probable cause, or if they actually came into the military suffering from it, and the experiences they have in the military actually bring it out. Because many soldiers who suffer from PTSD, it turns out a lot of them haven't even gone to combat. And because they were military, and there's pretty good, how would you say, You can see a stop sign. Oh, there they are. Sorry. They suffer from pretty good, or they have pretty good diagnostic things within the military and the VA. They can actually get diagnosed with it, and many people start to wonder, what you must be faking because you haven't even seen combat. And I'm like, maybe they came into the experience of the military with it, and the military experience has brought it out. So I am not proposing that I'm an expert on any of this. I am just somebody who's asking questions. I don't have any answers. I just have questions. Because apparently I suffer from it, and it's affecting my life in negative ways. And I have family members who suffer from it. Now, I'm not trying to point fingers and make blame. How I could come about it, it could be that I have ADHD. Let's just put it that way, that it's a genetic situation. Or it could be that I suffer from PTSD, that maybe I didn't get enough nurturing when I was a little kid. Who knows? I'm not trying to point fingers, place blame, but if it makes it easier to think about it for some people suffering from PTSD within family units, it tends to be generational, that in many ways one of the parents has it because of their childhood experiences and so on and so forth. And I think that certainly can be the case. A case could be made with my family with as much real mental health issues that everyone in my family seems to have. There could be a good case made for that. So, anyways, it's just something to think about, and it's something that I'm certainly going to be thinking about much more now, because there are things that are wrong in my life that are not they don't seem to be related to whatever. In other words, it seems like I strive really hard to do things, and for whatever reason I get derailed. And the easy thing that people say and do say and will say very judgmentally is, well, that's because A, I'm lazy, B, I'm hard to get along with, C, this, that, or the other. And I'm like, I can leave a work situation knowing that I've done my absolute best and feeling not very guilty about how it's turning out, but still feeling bad and crummy and depressed and everything else like that, because apparently what I'm doing is not good enough. And but also it really doesn't help that there's situations in my personal life that are causing further distractions from what I should be concentrating on and thinking about. And by that I don't mean my playing around with this or that or the other thing. By that I mean I have a real situation going on that now, again, people are saying, well, you're just shifting the blame, yada, yada, yada. Well, I guess that's always easy for people to say. So let's just say that everybody who has problems in life is just, all they have to do is just work harder at it, and they'll be successful, because that just works for everyone. Or maybe we should just go, well, some people struggle harder than others. And that certainly is the case, I think, for many people. And I'm beginning to realize, because I've been one of those judgy people too. And I'm beginning to realize and start to feel bad for a lot of people that I've been like browbeating and saying all you have to do is pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and that's not really the case, especially when there's a lot of people who've been given poor tools to begin with. But there's one quote I'm going to leave on this. One quote I've heard, and I actually really love this quote. Because everybody likes to describe situations they can't explain with people in mental health and everything as always genetic. Well, it must be genetic. It runs in their family, yada, yada, yada. And the quote is that genes load the gun, but nature pulls the trigger. And I think that's very wise. That's something that I'm pretty sure I've observed in my life too.